Hello! Today we are wrapping up Chapter 5 with the very last section, 5.6, Solving Polynomial Functions. So finding the roots of a function, finding all the zeros, the solutions, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same thing. Okay, so what to do when you can't factor. Okay, I would have a pen or pencil. All right, that just helps things go along. So the first thing is, well, narrow down your possible answers, right? We have 3 solutions, so what could they be? All right, they're your factors of 6 over your factors of 1. So 1, 2, 3, 6 over 1. So your possible roots are 1, 2, 3, and 6, including all the negatives. All right, so how do we know if it's a factor? Oh yeah, 2 is a factor of 10 because it doesn't have a remainder. So we're going to use synthetic division. Okay, so step 1, list possible. Step number 2, we'll do this in blue, okay, use synthetic. Okay, so we're going to set it up for synthetic. We're going to have 1, 4, 1, negative 6. And this is how we always start synthetic. Okay, and we want the remainder to be 0, right? Because we're looking for the zeros, the factors. Okay, so let's check something. All right, plug in any one of your possible roots. Okay, so try something. Okay, let's start with the smallest one. Let's just do negative 1. Okay, let's just see what happens. If I put negative 1 here, so I multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply. Ooh, I don't get 0. So negative 1 does not work. Okay, no remainder of 0. All right, let's try positive 1. Multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply. There we go. That gives us exactly what we want. Okay, so 1 is a factor. Okay, so of our 3 possible solutions, okay, well, I guess I should do those in red. So of our 3 possible solutions, 1 is one of our answers. So now we need 2 more. Well, look at your new equation. After you did synthetic, remember this is your remainder constant x squared, we get x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay, so what we essentially just did is we factored that. Okay, we factored out the x, or the 1, so that would have been x minus 1. X squared plus 5x plus 6 is the other part of our polynomial. Okay, so essentially we did just factor it. Okay, even though we couldn't have done that with grouping. Okay, so that's neat what synthetic can help us do. Well, we can actually keep factoring that. Okay, we have that x minus 1, but this one can factor to x plus 3, x plus 2. So if this is it in completely factored form, my roots must be positive 1, negative 3, and negative 2. So my answers are 1, negative 3, negative 2. Ooh, that was a rough circle. Okay, that's the solutions to this problem. Okay, I'm not really sure why I put them up there. I never put my answers there, so we'll just put it here. There we go. Make it larger. Okay, so use synthetic, and then what happened? We got it down to a quadratic, and then we could factor. Okay, so number 3 was we solved the quadratic. Okay, so let's do it again. Ooh, that is a gross one. Look at how massive that is. Okay, so let's say we can't do it with factoring. Okay, I know some of you might be able to. Don't look at it like that. Okay, let's do it with synthetic. So, step 1. List your possible roots. So you're 4 over 1. So that's 1, 2, 4 over 1. These are your possible roots. So then we set it up for synthetic. Oh, let me do that in a pen. Oh, I'm sorry. This is why we usually do pen and pencil. So I set it up for synthetic with a pen. And then I try stuff in pencil. So that way I don't have to keep rewriting this over and over again every time a number doesn't work. Okay, so I would write, for instance, I would put all of this in pen, everything I put in blue in pen, and then what I'm doing in purple, I would do in a pencil form. Okay, so here, let's try a number. Okay, let's try 1. We plug in 1. Let's see. We get -3, 0, multiply, add, multiply. Perfect. We get what we want. So 1 is a factor. Okay, so now we get our new equation. So that is our constant x squared, x cubed, x to the 4th. So we have x to the 4th minus 3x squared minus 4 equals 0, right? We took out the 1. Well, hopefully you notice we can factor that. Okay, if not, okay, let's say you forgot, you can use synthetic. Okay, so if we do synthetic again, all right, well, let's use our new equation. So 1, 0, -3, 0, -4. So now we want to bring this one down and get a remainder of 0. So let's say we did this one and the first number we tried was actually -1. -1 doesn't work. Okay, now in my new example, okay, now when I go to try to solve this, when I solve this new polynomial, okay, -1 doesn't work, so -1 isn't going to work again, ever again. Okay, however, 1 worked, 1 could work again. All right, because it could be a multiplicity. Because of those multiplicities. Okay, multiple roots. Okay, so if you tried a root and it doesn't work, put it down, make note of it, so that way you don't accidentally try it again. Okay, don't waste your time. I see kids and they spend way too much time. They're just plugging in numbers and they're not getting it. Okay, if you tried 1 before and it doesn't work, it's never going to work. Okay, so just remember that. All right, so if we tried 1 on here, so let's see, we do this in pencil, we try 1 and it shouldn't work if I remember correctly. Oh, don't add that. Okay, yeah, you're not going to get 0. So then we can erase it and try a different number. So let's try 2. So we multiply. Why can't I just do not like adding 0? All right, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply. Wonderful. So 2 is a factor. Okay, so now our new equation is going to be x cubed plus 2x squared plus x plus 2. We can either try and factor it or use synthetic again. Okay, it's crazy how we can just keep using it. So we can solve that by doing synthetic. So let me set this up with pen. So we do 1, 2, 1, 2. Our goal is to get 0, so we can try 2 again. 2's not going to work though. I'm going to tell you right now. -2, I believe, is the one that's going to work. So 0, 0, 1, -2. Yeah, okay. So then this answer is going to be, or I'm sorry, this polynomial is x squared plus 1. All right, so now we've got, I guess I should have done this in green. You know which one I'm working on. Yeah, well, win some, lose some. Okay, so -2 is a factor. And so now let's take that x squared plus 1, that final thing, let's just solve it. X squared equals -1, so x equals plus or minus the square root of -1, which is plus or minus I. So all of our solutions, 1 is a factor, 2 is a factor. Let's see, -2 is a factor. And then the last thing we solved for was plus or minus I. So we have 5 answers, and that was x to the 5th. So I know I got them all. All right, so I know these problems take a while, okay? But power through them, guys. Practice. Okay, you're looking for the remainder of 0. You keep simplifying your polynomial until you get it down to all your solutions. Okay? All right, practice some. Ask me in class.